And we're live! Welcome everybody to Eddy, Lynch, and Eddy Nigma, the continuing series. I know it's a little weird to hear me back to back on both days talking about Wrestlemania, which is why I decided to space it out and talk about NXT TakeOver Orlando at the same time. Not only that, but in the interest of giving people free speech here, I will kind of dial down my commentary and let Eddy Nigma speak a little more since I've pretty much
Oh
given my
boy.
piece a lot. So, I will still comment. I will still, give everything I think, but, just, dial it down from yesterday, since I don't really want to take over the show as Josh keeps accusing me of doing, but it is what it is. Let's get on with it. So, NXT Takeover Orlando. So I missed the 8-man tag. So you care to give any detail of
Oh,
what the match,
yeah,
how it
yeah.
went?
That was with Sanity, and they went up against
They went
Perfect
against Ty
10.
Dillinger, Roderick
Yeah, Ruby
Strong,
Riot.
Ruby Riot, and Cassius Ono now. Since
Yeah, who was a surprise because
yeah,
they showed a clip of
I heard No Way
No Way
Jose was
Jose.
injured. Yeah,
Yeah, he got attacked by Sanity, I think at Access. I thought was pretty cool.
yeah.
Um,
I
I'm
will
glad
go
it turned
back and
out this
watch
way,
that
dude.
just for Cassius Ono though.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
I like Cassius Ohno a lot, or
yeah,
as
me too.
most of you know him as Chris Hero.
Hmm.
I'm glad he was announced to fill in for this match. I think it made it that much better. It was a pretty entertaining match. And like for someone, okay, people are gonna hate me for this. I'm not a real big fan of this sanity gimmick. Like I'm just not.
Okay.
I like Eric Young. Nikki Cross, I think is okay. I think her in-ring skills are really good. I just think she's too over the top with how she portrays her character. So it's not really selling me on the gimmick overall right now. However, it was a good match. And
Okay.
Sanity won, and I was surprised, but not mad about it, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's get into Cien Almas versus mm, Aleister
Aleister
Black.
Black.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, this match was so good.
Yeah, I
Um,
really enjoyed it. Dude, there were so many spots in there that I was just going crazy about. Um,
yeah, I
bef-
just hope Cien Almas doesn't become like the high-class jobber on NXT,
Basically the
because
Ty Dillinger.
sometimes yeah, because I'm
Yeah,
kind of getting the vibe that he's going that way because the guy puts on really good matches, but
he
doesn't
does.
really win as much as he loses. And he makes people look so good. And I think this was the case too. And not saying Aleister Black is bad, but I mean, the guy made himself look
Dude,
just
Aleister
as
Black,
good.
he's a really damn good person. Even insinuating
Yeah.
that would be ludicrous. So, we're
Yeah.
not doing that.
So Aleister Black made me a fan of his just with, this is the second match I've ever seen him in. The first, I went back and watched the UK tournament because you told me who he was.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh, that guy, yeah. So he's the guy that fought Neville, Tommy Yen,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Tommy End.
Yeah. So both did a really good job, really good job. That
Yeah,
was probably my second favorite match of the night, to be honest with you.
yeah. I would have to agree. I think with Aleister Black, he really has shown quite the athleticism in him. He is such a smooth worker. I noticed, and I was kind of shocked at that because just because of the guy's build, he looks like he could have been like a really stiff worker. Thankfully, not. I'm happy with how smooth he is in the ring. Personally, that's kind of
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, that's really
And
fun
not
to
to
see.
mention, his entrance is metal as
Oh
fuck.
my god, dude, that was amazing. The way he just comes up like a mummy. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, and really, you gotta have some form of athleticism to go into a springboard, dive back, and then just land in Indian style position or
And
crisscross
oh,
applesauce for people that don't
that
know.
was a
It
sick
was
moment.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was such a good match. These two have really good chemistry.
Yeah, I think CN was a first good opponent for him. And that, with you mentioning good chemistry, that brings you back to CN, actually, because I think he just has that natural chemistry to have a great match with anybody.
Yeah, and since he's turned heel, he's played that role to perfection now. Cause like, he shows off, and he just comes off like a really really unlikable dude. That the other opponent, no matter who he faces, he seems to
You're
have
gonna
like a
like the other guy a
natural
lot more.
that too, but he seems to make a natural enemy for anybody. Is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
He does so good in that role as a heel, and I really hope that when he gets called up to the main roster, and hopefully that won't be till hopefully after he wins the NXT belt, which I'm sure he will, and I hope
I
he
hope
will.
so.
Yeah, I hope he gets to showcase that a lot more in the storylines with, let's say, John Cena or something. And yeah, I could see, you could tell where I'm going with this. I think he should go to SmackDown. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I don't think he's gonna get caught up anytime soon. But if Cena stays on SmackDown and after the draft, Cien almost could really do something, work a really good program with Cena, it, assuming he would stay on SmackDown, and they would have the right creativity with what to do with those two.
Let's just hope they would do all right with CN because they have ruined other NXT call-ups that were really good too.
Yeah.
Tyler Breeze, Apollo Crews.
I'm just clearing my throat. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, it was a good match. It was really enjoyable. I didn't want Cien Almas to lose, but that's how it goes sometimes. Good stuff.
Right.
And yeah. So the next match on the card, I should say, was the triple threat tag team match. That one,
Yes.
fantastic match, dude.
This was my favorite match of the night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better. I sat here, watched the whole thing, really enjoyed everything. Like, every little psychological move made sense. Everything made sense, and I thought this was better than the Raw tag team match that was on yesterday.
It
I
was way
Yeah,
better. And here's the killer thing. Without the ladder gimmick, it
yeah,
was almost just like your generic tag team match. It was just a three-way. But these guys really impressed me. Even Authors of Pain, which surprised
yeah.
me. They had some really cool spots. I liked when I think they had Gargano
Mm,
and Ciampa was going for like a suicide dive, and they
mm,
just launch Gargano into him as he's diving, then
uh-huh.
catch Gargano and then launch him into the revival. And I was just like, dude, that was sick.
Yeah. I thought the coolest spot, like, really I enjoyed the spot the most, was when they were sharing their finishers with each other. So like
Oh,
it was
revival and DIY. Yeah,
yeah, so it was Wilder and Gargano doing the DIY
the
finisher,
little
the
double
double
kick
the
thing.
double kick.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish they had a name for it. At least I don't think they have a name for it. Anyway, and then Dawson and Champa did the Shatter Machine, which was awesome. Like those
yeah,
those
that was cool too.
those had to be my favorite spots right there. I was like, oh my god! And this match was just magnificent, dude. Like
And
I
then there was
could,
like small moments too, like when DIY, I think it was Gargano or Ciampa, one of them went for the tag in Revival's corner, and then they both jump off the apron, you know.
yeah,
And then later on in the match, someone from Revival needs a tag, and then DIY jumps off the apron. And I'm just like, this is classic tag team stuff. Like these guys are
yeah,
killing it.
yeah. It was amazing, dude. It was probably the most creative match I've seen in years, probably. It was
Yeah,
so good. Really enjoyed it, and it was so solid stuff. And it was very, very spaced out. Everybody got their moments in.
it was a pretty long match.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought,
like each team got to shine several times.
yeah, several times, and that was so good. For them to steal the show the way they did, and I'm noticing that the Authors of Pain are slowly becoming that team where everybody loves to hate. So,
Right.
You
Because I
know,
know there are moments, where people wanted them eliminated, but like when they had their cool spots, people, I mean, the crowd,
they
had
were
their
just
chants
they
going.
were just
Yeah,
booing
they're
the
like,
living
this
hell out of
is
them.
awesome.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
yeah. And once the revival one, or not the revival, the authors of pain one, the crowd was booing them, chanting them, "No one likes you." So I think yeah, that's what we're gonna get with the authors of pain. And hopefully they stay in NXT. I don't really want to see them get caught up anytime
No,
soon, to
yeah,
be
I
honest
agree with
with
you
you.
there. I think they need to be in NXT for, a little while longer.
Yeah,
Even if it was another year, I wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, they can only benefit from it.
yeah.
Uh, I'm, I kind of don't want to see DIY and the
Gargano
revival
leave.
get called up only because I
Yeah,
think NXT really needs them for their tag division, but they're so good they deserve to. So,
yeah. And it's crazy because they're gonna be the tag team division is gonna be left with quite the lackluster team, I think, or lackluster division. You got Heavy Machinery, which
yeah.
isn't bad. Not really
Um,
my cup of
like I
tea
said,
though.
their first match was pretty good. They got my
Hmm.
attention. I'd watch their next. TM61, I think, is a really good tag team, but one of
Oh
them's
yeah,
injured
yeah,
right now,
yeah.
right?
I forgot about them, but the thing is,
Oh,
Shane
yeah.
Thorne is injured, so who knows when they'll be
Yeah.
back.
But TM61, when he recovers from his injury, I think they can hold it down.
Yeah, and what's their names? I think they might try to figure out what to do with those the squash tag team that Heavy Machinery faced a while back. I think from what I'm
Okay.
noticing anyway, they seem to be reoccurring guys, so I think they're gonna soon find their niche. So you know, where
Well, they should reunite Blake and Murphy, and that would help the NXT tag team division a lot too.
I really think it would. Thing is though, what do you do with those guys is the question. I'd say repackage them, give them a gimmick that will maybe get them a little more over. I think.
Right. They have the skills. Just find that sweet killer gimmick, they'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy because like Buddy Murphy, you know, I see his Instagram. He's still like on live events and stuff like that. Um, Wesley Blake is, with the as Quincy Jones would say. And by the way, little cheap plug, Quincy Jones go check out his podcast, The Quincy Jones Show. Anyway,
Bam.
he said that Wesley Blake is, and I quote, um, at home with his soon-to-be baby mama. So yeah, it goes to say
Oh, I
that
read
he's
about
having a
that.
kid. And
Yeah. I think with that one girl that won Tough Enough, one
oh
of the Tough
really?
Enough seasons,
Which one?
Sarah Lee. Yeah.
Sarah Lee?
Sarah
Really?
Lee.
Her? Huh.
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
Who is
Good
no
for him.
longer employed by WWE. And I think that's the reason why, but yeah, it was Sarah
Because
Lee.
they're having a kid. That's why. Because they're together. What logic is that, man?
Well, to be honest with you, the runner up to her, Mandy Rose, I guess had more success because I mean she's on NXT.
She's on
We've
NXT
never,
and we
we've
barely
never
see
even
Io
seen
and
Sarah
Kenna
Lee on
there.
television.
Yeah. So I think, well, who knows? Maybe Mandy. Is that her name, Mandy?
Yeah,
What's she go by? Mandy Sachs? Is that like her ring name?
no, she goes by Mandy Rose
Mandy
on
Rose.
NXT.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
she's had like two televised matches so far.
Yeah. She had one with Ember Moon, I know, and I think she had like a six-man tag or
Yeah,
six-woman
yeah.
tag. Um, Other than that, I don't really know much about her. From what from what she seems like, I can see her, getting kind of the Eva Marie treatment for her looks, but I can see her improving in the ring. Hopefully, if all goes well with her, and if she, invests in it she seems to want to. So who knows? I could see her maybe being a star. Who knows?
Yeah, she puts in the work.
Yeah.
She has a look. We all know that.
Yeah, and you know, with the
But she just
look
has to
comes a
improve
price.
her
So
skills right now.
yeah, I could see her being like a really big heel. Um, yeah, so who knows? Anyway, getting back to the matter at hand. Yeah, I think once um, you know, once DIY and the Revival leave, we're gonna be left with a little bit of a lackluster tag team. So reuniting Blake and Murphy would not be the worst idea.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, um, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe make a tag team for someone who is a singles guy right now, and not really doing much. Um, I really can't think of any right now, but who knows?
Yeah, I was trying to think of someone right now myself, but I can't think of really anyone.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you could like pair Cassius Ono up with someone, but I kind of want him to stay a singles
yeah,
guy
singles.
right now.
Yeah,
You know what? It would be good for like Ty Dillinger and someone, I think maybe.
maybe Ty Dillinger and Strong. But I
Yeah.
hope like they would actually make like
Ah,
I hope they would actually be like an actual tag team, not those like how should I put it? Like, have like a
Flash in the
legitimate,
Pan tag teams, I
I
guess.
guess, yeah, like have like those, I guess those slow thrown together tag teams, like, and like have a legit name and everything, like, DIY and Revival. I want to see, them be like the perfect strongmen or something like that. Just, um,
Right.
have like a legit, something that would make sense. Um, I think,
Well, when I look at Dillinger and like Strong, I think of like Sheamus and Cesaro almost.
yeah,
Because they make a good tag team, they have good chemistry, and they're not, I guess, an quote unquote official tag team. Because they're both singles guys who happen to be teamed up but are just amazing together.
yeah,
So I could
yeah.
see that working for Dillinger and Strong too.
Okay.
I mean, I see
Well,
what you're saying. Like, you'd rather see them like a more organic tag team in the
yeah,
division.
in a way, yeah.
Which I feel the same way too, being a classic guy. But when it comes to the other circumstance, I can see Dillinger and Strong pulling it off, to be honest with you. Or even
Yeah.
Orny Lorcan and somebody else.
Well, I could see maybe Oni Lorcan and Roderick Strong, since they have like similar styles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, that would be a cool tag team.
I think so. All
Yeah.
right. So with that being said, let's get on to the next match of the night: Ember Moon versus Asuka, as William Regal calls her. Uh, I don't mind it, but it's just fun to say sometimes. Asuka. Anyway, it was a good
I
match.
thought this was a good
Sorry, go ahead.
match. You
What
know
did you
what? It
say?
was actually better than I expected. And I
Really?
wasn't actually expecting a bad match. Yeah, just put that. I wasn't expecting it to be a bad match to begin with, but it was better than I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
Because my main worry was like Ember Moon. She's still kind of new,
Yeah.
and she's good, but I was like, okay, she debuted. What was it, about 6, 7, 8 months ago? I think
Yeah.
at this
Well,
point.
she's worked for, I mean, I want to say a little over 8 years. It took her 8 years to get into
Oh wow.
WWE. So,
Okay.
or
Well,
I don't
like I
know
knew she had.
actually. I gotta look up her tenure. I may be confusing that with 8 tryouts, but let me check.
Okay. Well, Ember Moon, I apologize if I'm discrediting anything before your tenure with NXT. I knew she was good, from her debut, but this match really blew me away, like both of
Hmm.
them. I'm
Oh
very
yeah,
proud
so
of.
she's been wrestling since 2007. So 10 years.
Wow, okay. It shows.
Hmm.
It shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually really blown away with this match. Like I said, it turned out like 10 times better than I expected it to be, and I expected it to be really, really good. So it was a treat for me. Um, she can actually, I think, carry the women's division when Asuka gets the call up, which I think is going to be soon.
I'll be honest though. I thought it was a little abrupt. It was kind of it was it wasn't long. Like it wasn't I mean, it was long, but it wasn't like what you would expect. It was, I don't know, it felt like 10 minutes. Is it just me or
I think that might be just you. I don't know. I felt differently about it
okay?
because I thought it was long, but at the same time, I thought they told a really good story. And can agree with you in a little bit. Like, it wasn't what you expected because it wasn't what I expected either. So,
Uh,
because both of them were doing moves that I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
oh yeah,
More
there's
so
definitely a
on
lot
Ember
of that.
Moon's side than Asuka's, but I was just like, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Ember Moon has a big move set, and I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that portion of everything. But again, I thought it was kind of abrupt. They kind of ended it on that kick that happened. I was like, well, okay. Um,
Okay. Yeah. I guess in that sense, I agree with you. Yeah, I didn't see it ending there, but
yeah,
well,
but
especially considering everything else that went on in the match, like Ember surviving that Asuka lock for God knows how long.
yeah,
Because it was twice during while she was in the locker. I was like, oh, she about to tap. Oh, she's back. Oh no, actually, she about to pass out. And it's like,
yeah,
and she didn't. And it was like, well, damn. All right.
yeah,
So yeah, ending it with just that kick, it was like, oh, really? Shit.
yeah. But then again, Asuka has finished people off with that kick before. It's just like again, I didn't expect it to be so sudden. That's just the thing. That was just my thing about it. Um, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, they put on such a dramatic match. You kind of expected a dramatic finish
Yeah,
because I did too. But
what can you do?
it was ended with that. I think we are going to get another match, hopefully before Oscar gets called up, because I kind of wanted to get called up soon. I think Raw could really use her right now,
Hmm.
especially as a heel.
Yeah. And if we're gonna go
But I
with the
just,
very heel-heavy landscape, that would be quite the person for Bailey to go through.
well,
But
yeah, and they have history.
yeah,
And I only want Oscar to go to Raw because Raw is really lacking women's talent right now. They only have 4 active girls on the roster, so
I
well,
think Smack.
5 if you count Alicia Fox, but she's doing her thing on 205 Live, so
Yeah,
Raw could really use some talent like Asuka and Ember Moon. However, Ember,
I
I
would
think, needs
not
to
call
stay
it
on
Ember
NXT
Moon
for a
yet.
while.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's funny because I already can't wait for Ember Moon to get called up either. But I think we
But it's
gotta
like
wait a little
we
bit.
want these people to come up when we know they're ready, I
Yeah,
guess. And we
yeah,
sound like assholes because we're judging. It's like, okay, well, you're ready now. And we don't mean it like that, wrestlers, but we kind of know. So,
yeah, yeah. And it's just like we're trying. We're just going off of what we're seeing, and I think
yeah,
Ember Moon and Asuka, they do really well in the ring, both against each other and against other people. So yeah, um, and that's not to discredit the other wrestlers, but first off, they're
no,
not even established characters like that. And it's not that they're bad. It's not that they're bad, but again, they're not established. They don't even have an established
right,
finisher. Most of them don't, anyway. Um, I and some of them are a little bit green. Liv Morgan, she's not green per se, but compared to the other women, she's not the best.
right.
So
She can still use some work. No, she
yeah,
definitely can.
yeah. Which is why
Well, and
sorry, go ahead.
with Ember and Asuka, they can still work on their mic skills. Like that's really important for me. You know,
Yeah, and that's why I think
Asuka's getting there, but they both still need work.
Asuka. This is why Asuka needs to go to SmackDown because they may just have her cut long-winded promos on Raw where she's not going to speak perfect English, and I think that'll serve as her detriment because she's much better with short worded smart promos, and I think SmackDown could use that to benefit her promos in the long run. I think less is more for Asuka when it comes to the mic.
Right,
You know, um,
right,
she says like just a few words, and that's the best thing you could hear from her. You know,
right.
and I think yeah, with Asuka right now, she's perfectly fine on the mic, but I do agree with what you mean that she could use work. So
Yeah.
I think it's just yeah, I think
I
it's just
mean,
that.
I think we all know she's not going to speak clear English,
Yeah,
but they could use her the way they did Tajiri in regards to promos, I guess. Like you said, less is more.
yeah, yeah,
When they
and that's
say
what I
there are 4 or 5 words, it's like, okay, we get it.
yeah, and I think that's the best thing you could do with Asuka. Just kind of restrict her. Well, not necessarily restrict her, but just have her say less words. You know, summarize her words as much as she can and make it sound really intimidating. And that's really all you got to do with Asuka. It's a really simple
Yeah.
formula, I think so.
She would be better for SmackDown, but I think Raw could really use her.
True. All right, so again, a good match, abrupt finish. I think kind of short in my opinion, but that's just me. And let's get to the main event. Bobby Roode
Bobby
versus Shinsuke
Roode.
Nakamura. What'd you think of the match?
I thought it was a good match. I wouldn't say it was like, oh my God, worthy, but it was a good match.
Yeah, I
It
wasn't.
was a good main event. Both guys did good. I mean, I wasn't overly blown away by it,
Yeah, I think with
but
no
I was entertained.
disrespect, I think with no disrespect to this match, it wasn't a bad match or nothing, but I enjoyed their match at San Antonio a lot more.
Yes.
I thought this one, it had some good spots here and there, and there was some cool moments. I thought the finish was pretty cool, where he went to the tornado DDT, and
Into the
use that to kind of catapult the glorious DDT.
yeah.
But it's just like, yeah. Other than that, there weren't too many spots where I was like, oh my god. And
Yeah,
believe
exactly.
me, I wasn't even marking out for that finish. I just thought it was really cool to look at. And I thought for Shinsuke's last match, it wasn't a bad match.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and he clearly gave a thank you speech after the show, which means he may just be getting called up pretty soon afterwards. So yeah.
Oh God, he's probably debuting tonight. I can't wait to watch Raw.
Oh
You may know
God,
already. Don't spoil it. Shut up.
I don't know already. In
You
fact,
don't?
yeah, I
Okay,
I
good.
don't get Raw Live, dude. Come on.
But you've been on Instagram today.
Okay, I saw a little bit, but I did not see Shinsuke Nakamura's name pop up. So
All right.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good little send off. Really good stuff. And overall, really good show. Really enjoyed it. Missed the opening match, so my bad. My bad.
It
Um,
was fun. If you get a
yeah,
chance to watch it, watch it. Yeah, it's a pretty fun match.
yeah. Ow. Okay, so
About that, about Ruby Riot, I expected a lot more from her. I don't know if it's because of the match type, but how good is she supposed to be?
oh, I don't know. I haven't checked her out yet.
Okay.
I haven't seen her yet.
I haven't really researched her either. I guess I expected more because people made such a big deal about it, but
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's the only thing from that. It's still a fun match, though.
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it was just because of the match type. I think you
Yeah, I hope
kind of got to
so.
showcase in everyone. So yeah. All right, so we've said our piece about NXT Takeover Orlando. I thought it was pretty good. We wrapped that up in 29 minutes and 25 seconds. So nice. All right, let's get to WrestleMania.
All right.
All right, so this was a lot more enjoyable, and this is where I kind of, well, in layman's terms, shut the fuck up and let Eddie Nigma speak. So, all right, Eddie,
All right.
give your thoughts on the Battle Royal and Austin Aries versus Neville.
Okay. So I'll start with Neville and Aries. damn good match. Really damn good
Mm.
match. And I was happy to watch that match and see that, the audience wasn't half empty. So
Yeah.
that made me happy that these guys were able to showcase themselves and their skills in
Yeah.
front of at least almost a full audience. But damn, it was a good match. I think I
Mm.
predicted Neville to win, and he did. And I think that was the right choice. While Aries is good, I think they need Neville right now to help build these guys up. He's been having really good matches with a lot of these cruiserweights, so
Yeah.
I think it was a solid match. I think it was good for the cruiserweight division. Hopefully, they'll start getting bigger reactions now.
Yeah. I think so. You
You
got two
know,
top stars in Aries and Neville, and you kind of got that, that reaction for the action. I forget which
exactly.
wrestler said this, but he brought it up an interesting point that for every action there's a reaction. So for every Rock there's a Stone Cold, and now for this division, for every now we have Neville and Austin Aries. So, you know,
Yeah.
I think it'll
And I
be
think
really
these two
interesting.
guys show that they can really highlight this division, and I just really hope it garners interest. I love the cruiserweights, and I want them to do well.
Yeah,
I really do.
yeah,
And I think this really helped out a lot.
yeah. So I think these two will carry the division, I believe. For quite some time down the line. What they do with
Yeah.
the rest of the division is beyond me. But I think
Well,
now.
for those of like, if you guys watch 205 Live, you can tell they're really trying to build a foundation now. And I think the problem is they should have had this foundation already set when they started 205 Live. However, I'll give them credit. They're trying to start that foundation now. They're trying to really flesh out these guys. Like Drew Gulak, he's undergoing a new gimmick, and I'm glad. I think the
Oh, is
guy's
he?
really talented. Oh yeah,
What's his
yeah,
new
on
gimmick?
205 Live. He's dressing up in like suits now, and he's saying that 205 Live is going in the wrong direction. It's not about the flash and the flips, it's about wrestling, kind of going in that direction.
Oh, kind
And
of like the revival in a sense.
exactly, in a sense,
Yeah,
and I like that. And they're trying to give these guys their own characters. They're trying to make each one shine. So I think if they keep it up, 205 Live will do great. But Neville and Aries as the two top guys is a really good idea, and they
yeah.
proved that at WrestleMania.
Couldn't agree with you more. Um, I think yeah. We may see them. Who do you see feuding with Neville and Aries after this, or continuing? And if so, how long?
You know, I kind of want to see Jack Gallagher get back in the mix. Like this guy, he's really like impressed me lately. I love
Hmm.
his gimmick. His in-ring skills are really cool. He has the sickest headbutt in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Aside from Gallagher, Noam Dar has been fun to watch lately. The I think I've always thought T.J. Perkins is really cool, as well as Rich Swann. But I
Yeah.
guess the top two, I want to see Rich Swann and Jack Gallagher get back in the mix, as far as like the cruiserweight title picture goes.
Yeah. Um, I think we should see like a little, I guess, mini feud with I guess Swan and probably T.J. Perkins. See them kind of do like a babyface best of seven or something. I don't know. I think that'll be
Yeah,
pretty cool to see
and
between
both
those
those guys
two.
are former champs, so
Yeah, I think
it would be cool to see.
if you want to
But then
showcase
again,
them.
Mustafa Ali has been really impressive because
Oh,
him
has
and
he?
Neville had a killer match on 205 Live, I think a week or two ago.
Hmm.
Man. Yeah,
Okay.
Mustafa Ali, this kid is impressive. He's one to watch, people.
So it sounds like 205 Live is slowly becoming the show to watch. Am I right?
It is. It slowly is. Like I said, they're slowly but surely trying to make the show its own thing, really get people to care about these guys. The only way to do that, guys, though, is to watch 205 Live because the cruiserweights don't really get the showcase they deserve on Raw.
Right.
They kind of take the last seat to everything else. But watch 205 Live, man. They fleshed it out a lot better.
Okay. All right. So The Battle Royal. Thoughts, my man?
Well, about I think we talked
Never
about
did I
this.
ever, never did I ever think I would see the day Jinder Mahal and Mojo freaking Rawley would
Are
be
the last two
would be
in a
the
battle
final
royal.
two
Yeah.
in WrestleMania. Yeah, never thought I'd be saying that, but hey,
And you
what
know
can you do?
what? Seeing that actually made me happy. You know
Yeah,
why? Because
because first
we
off, we
we
get
did
young
predict
blood.
it. Yeah. And if you would have asked me, it would have been Braun Strowman and either Big Show or Braun Strowman and Sami Zayn,
Yeah,
because that's kind of the story they've been building up towards, you know?
yeah.
And then to end it with two completely random dudes. And it's like, oh, really?
My thing is,
And
I wonder what plan they have for Mojo now. I wonder.
Mojo seems to be getting a push, my friend.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
and it's
where is he
funny,
going
ever
though?
since you
That's
sent me that meme on Instagram about him having that 80% win rate and like the highest out of anyone in the WWE right now, it seems like he's been on this roll, man.
oh oh I
You
ruined
started
it.
this Mojo
I
Raleigh
started
train
this. Oh my god. Oh
ever
my
since you
god.
sent me that. You know, I'm happy for him,
Huh.
and like I've always said in past podcasts, look, I support the guy. I hate his gimmick, and I think his in-ring work could use a lot of work. You know,
Yeah.
I think he was called up from NXT a little bit too early, but all that aside, I'm happy for him. I hope he takes advantage of this opportunity, but I hope he takes advantage by like improving himself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Rather than just basking in the sun, should
Yes.
you know, dig underground. You know, kind of balance it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I
So
thought.
it's interesting to see how his push is going to go now. Clearly, he's going to be getting one. He won that battle royal, so
Yeah, I'm curious just what direction he'll go though. Like that's what I want to know.
I, I honestly don't know
Yeah.
because I
So
feel like I told you last time, the only reason why I think he was brought up was to help build the SmackDown Tag Team Tag Division. He was already teaming with Zack Ryder as the Hype Bros,
yeah.
but then Zack got injured, so they're like, "Oh fuck, we're stuck with him now." Okay,
Yeah.
so
So clearly they did not give up on the guy. So
yeah,
maybe it was a little bit of a desperation act for him. But I'll give them the devil's advocate and say they didn't or the benefit of the doubt, wrong phrase, my bad. And
right.
say that they didn't give up on Mojo Rawley and they're trying to, find a direction for the guy. So, yeah.
Right, and I don't think it was a completely terrible move.
No, I don't think
Because I
so
mean,
either. Cuz
when you
again,
look at it, the guys like Big Show, Braun Strowman, Sami Zayn, they really didn't need that victory. We just kind of wanted them to have it because we feel like they deserve something at WrestleMania. You know.
I
However, they deserve
honestly
something
thought
bigger than the Battle Royal.
with the losing streak Sami Zayn has been on, I think this would have been cool to see him win it. Um
Right.
So I think he could have used this win, considering just the streak. But it is what it is. I hope Sami Zayn uh, gets his first title soon. But yeah, again, I'm pretty happy that Mojo Rawley was kind of the unpredictable. I was really hoping that if they're gonna go with someone unpredictable, like I said, Chad Gable would have been kind of the guy to do it. Everybody likes him.
Yeah,
Um,
I
he's a great
definitely agree
worker.
with you on that one.
Yeah, he could have been that small guy to win it, and like he just has the perfect I guess look for it. To be that surprise underdog, I guess.
That would have been really cool to see.
But hey, I'm still
And there
happy
was
Mojo
also,
Rawley won.
yeah, there was some surprise entrants in there too. Killian Dane from Sanity.
Oh yeah, he was confirmed. I believe on the day of WrestleMania to be there.
Okay. See, I
Yeah,
didn't know that. So it was cool to see that. Um, some Chinese wrestler,
he
I
is
guess.
WWE's very first Chinese wrestler, and he's only had one match in NXT. His name is Tian Bang. He
There you
used to
go.
wrestle under Bin Wang. Thing is, yeah, they really made this guy like a big deal. Talking about him being their very first Chinese wrestler, and I hope they go somewhere with him. Like, I really hope that they have a plan for this guy. So come WrestleMania, yeah, or come NXT, he'll start appearing on NXT a little more, get his name in. Because the first time he was in a battle royal, and he got his time to shine. He was pretty decent. Like, I saw some really cool things from him, but then the moment like he tried to get the crowd to, I guess, cheer for him, he just got no reaction. It was very light, and then I hadn't seen him since up until now. So
Okay.
so I hope that my hope is that they find a plan for him, and the reason that he's been absent is because they're building something for him creatively. I hope they got something for him now, since the guy's kind of broken his silence off TV, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, the match itself, well, forgettable. I mean, there wasn't too many
Yeah.
moments. I thought it was kind of ridiculous to see Braun Strowman and Big Show get eliminated in minutes, and then Mojo Rawley. My friend and I were just laughing at that whole thing because, like, it was so crazy to really think, kind of baffling, as my friend would say, and I think he should have honestly put that on a T-shirt. Just baffling. Um. Anyway, I thought it was good. I thought it's good to see Mojo Rawley get a win. Just curious what they do with him now, honestly.
Right. We'll
So
find out tomorrow, I suppose.
yeah. So next match of the night was Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. I thought it was a decent match. Nothing special. Pretty much a SmackDown match. Um,
It was everything I
really
expected.
disappointed in the outcome. I really wanted Corbin to win, and this is coming from a
Same
Dean
here.
Ambrose fan. So the fact that
Yeah, no
Dean
kidding.
Ambrose won is just kind of no kidding. What's that supposed to mean? I'm just kidding. Um, it's all good. Josh was kind of saying the same thing about me. I called him. I said I was a fan of Dean Ambrose. He's like, crazy super fan. Better yet. Anyway, I thought it was a good match. Well, decent. And give me a minute. Hello. All right, dude. I'm sorry about that. I knew I was
Oh, no
forgetting
worries.
something. Nah, I forgot to tell my parents I was gonna be recording. Anyway, what was going on?
We were talking about you being a Dean Ambrose super fan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I was kind of the attention here. But anyway, I thought the match itself, wonderful stuff, and I say that with all kinds of sarcasm because, you know what, the feud was terrible. The match, again, decent. Really, I enjoyed some of it, but like, there was nothing, to holler at. It had its moments here and there. I thought the little big boot countering the lunatic lariat, where Ambrose just kind of played dead after a little while. I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, there wasn't too many spots where I was again like, ah, So what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you said it best earlier. It was your basic SmackDown match, I guess,
Yeah,
that you would expect from these two.
commercial free
Um,
SmackDown match.
yes, and I'm glad it was moved to the pre-show
Yeah,
so the women can go back up to the main show. I think it was a
yeah,
good call, and I think the way the match was, it was good for the pre-show. It was a pre-show match.
yeah,
I did expect Corbin to walk off the champ. He didn't. I was like, oh, okay. But I
yeah,
wasn't mad about it. So
yeah. So it's whatever, honestly. Let's just I just hope Dean Ambrose defends that title a little bit more. All right,
I
next
just
match.
see them holding
Oh,
out
go
until
ahead.
the draft, and yeah, I see them holding out until the draft, and they get someone new for him to feud with, and I think that person's gonna end up taking the belt.
Hmm. All right, so next match, which was the opener. This was
Shane and AJ.
Shane and AJ. My bad. uh, Josh had to walk me through the whole thing yesterday. So yeah, for those that want to see that, cheap little plug. Anyway, I thought it was a really good match. Really enjoyed
Oh
it.
yeah.
Shane McMahon's one of the few
Well,
part timers I really can't complain about when it comes to working in the ring. This proves it. I did not expect a shooting star press in this match.
no, especially from Shane. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I predicted a coast to coast, and I was right.
With the referee
uh,
looking right at Shane as he was doing it.
yeah, but all in all, it was a good opener. I was surprised it was the match that opened WrestleMania. I was like, "What? We're starting with this?" I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I think it was a good idea though, because it kind of set the pace for the
Yeah.
rest of the card in a sense. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
'cause I was like,
So
if they're gonna start with this, then everything else after this has to be on their A game. So,
yeah, I thought it was a really good yeah, like you said, a pace setter. There's really nothing there's really nothing that was too bad about this match. I really had no complaints in my department. So yeah. Next match was Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Thoughts?
another good match. Um, of course, predictable. I think we all knew KO was gonna walk out the winner
Mhm.
as soon as they announced it, but it was still a fun match to watch
Mhm.
and a good, I guess, last match for Jericho until he returns again or retires or whatever. But I enjoyed the match a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that match because Josh and I were not, paying attention to that match. We were kept in conversation and other things. So, we did our best to try and pay attention to the match, but we didn't. We saw there were some cool spots here and there, but again, we completely lost attention to the match. So, sorry.
Shame. No, it
Yeah.
was a good match. It kept the pace going, I guess, from the Shane AJ match. Like I said, a lot of fun to watch. Predictable, but a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. The next match on the card, which was well, you know what? You tell me. Which one was it?
It was it the tag match
Was it?
or the women's match?
I'm trying to remember which came first. I think it was the tag match.
I think it was the tag match.
Okay. So let's get into the tag match. So we got the club
No,
versus.
no,
Oh, it was the
it was the
women?
women's match. It was the
Okay.
Raw women's.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. And you should be sued for disgracing our podcast by saying that. No, I'm just kidding.
sorry.
Anyway, we got the women's match, which was a fatal four-way: Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, and Bayley. And you know what? What I wanted came true. But the thing
Yes.
was, okay, look, I'm just kind of stay silent here a little bit and just let Eddy Nigma here go into it. So go ahead, just give your thoughts on the match first.
Okay. I didn't think the match was bad. Um, it wasn't great either. Um, I think I predicted Charlotte to walk out. She was one of the final two. Bailey ended up keeping it. I was kind of happy about that. Just all to go back to what we discussed last time, and I hope they go that direction with Bailey now. I guess since you're keeping the belt on her, but I don't know. Out of 10 stars, I gave it a 5.
Okay. Now me, I'm just gonna give the main or not. Well, yeah, I guess the only thing I didn't really like about this match was that it was kind of fast and abrupt. That was
Yeah.
the big takeaway that I did not like about this match. And Josh and I went into this whole rant about Bayley, or not a rant, but like this whole discussion about her and how she could be portrayed following Mania and so on. But if you want to check that out, please be sure to check that out on our previous podcast, which was the day before. A little bit of a cheap plug. Be sure to check it out. WrestleMania 33 review is the title. Now, anyway, the match, I thought it was pretty all right. I really enjoyed a lot of the spots. I don't see how anybody could have thought Nia Jax was actually going to come out the winner here, because I knew she was going to be the first one eliminated. I knew it just knowing the back of my hand. Um, she again, every elimination was kind of abrupt. I thought when Nia Jax was eliminated, I thought she made sense. She had her time in the sun. She
Right.
looked very monstrous, and it took all three women to eliminate her. A big boot into a double suplex, and that's what took her out. Everyone else was kind of rushed though. Charlotte and Sasha kind of locked horns for a little bit, but then Sasha took a she fell she fell face first into the middle turnbuckle and she got eliminated right off of that. And I thought that was a little bit of a abrupt. I thought she could have stayed a little bit longer. In fact, I thought she should have eliminated Charlotte if they were gonna have Bayley go over, and
Right.
we could get that, that 10-minute long, 20-minute long, and I would say 10-minute long because look, they're gonna feud and have an even bigger match down the line. Why waste it right now? Is my thinking. But look, I thought you could give them a little sneak peek of what's to come in their feud, inevitable feud down the line. But I think with this match, it was again very abrupt. I thought the fact that Charlotte just lost off of that, it made me think that Sasha wasn't supposed to lose right there. But
Right.
who knows? I could be wrong, and maybe the plan was all along for Charlotte to lose right there, or Sasha to lose right there. But what can you do? Then we had Charlotte and Bayley lock horns, get into it a little bit, and it end up happening to be Charlotte just beating Bayley around until Bayley got caught in the tree of woe and eventually countered Charlotte and got caught in supine position, leaving Bayley open to giving the Macho Man Randy Savage elbow
Elbow
drop,
drop.
which I did
Yep.
not think was going to be the finish, but again, just like the Asuka Ember Moon match, it was kind of an abrupt finish to the match. And listen, I would kind of have felt still surprised as all living hell, but I would have kind of felt a little bit more secure by the finish. It had Bayley, signaled up for the Macho Man, something like that. Because, like Josh said, the commentators shouldn't have to explain,
What
the
she's
elbow.
doing or
Yeah,
who she's honoring. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
She should do that and just instantly, be able to, get the crowd on her side. But even the crowd was like, didn't even expect that to be the finish.
Right.
So
You're gonna do the Macho Man elbow drop. Both hands go up to the sky.
yeah,
Two,
signal it.
two finger point. One finger on each hand pointing up. Everyone knows the
Yeah,
Macho Man elbow drop.
yeah, exactly. And I thought it was kind of weird because like it was almost as though even Bayley didn't expect that to be the finish. So it came off a little weird. I thought a lot of it was really weird, just the finishes alone. Um,
I
like
agree.
even when Sasha got eliminated, I think the facial expressions told it best. Like they did not expect those to be the finishes. Maybe I'm reading too into it with their facial expressions. Maybe they're just selling the surprise. Who knows? Um, but yeah, I thought it was very weird for what we were given. But at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Right.
I thought it was a good match. Just really, really weird ways to finish the match.
Yeah. Like I said, I give it a 5 out of 10. I was entertained by it, but I guess yeah, you kind of hit it when you said it was a weird match. It was a weird match. It's just
Yeah. All right. Next match of the night, which this time we got it right. It was the Club versus Cesaro versus I forgot their
well,
names.
Cesaro
Wow.
and
Enzo and
Sheamus
Cass. Well,
versus
Cesaro.
Enzo and
Cesaro.
Cass.
People just call them Cesaro for short. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, so they have
it's
a
a
Hollywood name now.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Not officially on TV, but I guess
Yeah.
on Instagram. So I just kind of call them that for short because I just thought, yeah, why not? Um. Anyway, I thought it was very tepid up until we got the Hardy Boys coming out, and
Oh
boy,
shit!
was
I marked
that
out
quite
so
the
hard.
reaction. Great match.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the spots. Everyone had it. like I said about the NXT Takeover match, I thought that was better, so I was kind of desensitized to this one. But I really enjoyed
Right,
it.
right.
I still really enjoyed it. I thought there were some cool spots. Everyone had their moments in. Um, I thought Enzo and Cass would have been the most likely to win this, either them or the club. But I'm glad it wasn't Enzo and Cass. I just don't think they're ready to hold gold yet. I
I
think
agree.
I think the Hardy Boys were a really cool choice to win it. So good on them.
And the thing is, I knew they were coming. I just didn't know when. And
Yeah,
honestly, didn't expect them to show up at WrestleMania. I
I
mean, you
didn't
see all the
either.
things on social media, and you're like, oh, yeah, that would make sense, but no, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
But then when it happened, because even when New Day came out, I'm like, oh, they're about to put themselves in the match.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what Josh and I were saying. Like it was gonna be New Day, but no. Lo and behold, that was the thing. And you know, it's funny. New Day were even in their ring attire, so like I would not have
Yeah.
been shocked.
So even like at that time, I was like, I'm still not really interested, but all right, this should be fun. And then you
Yeah,
hear the Hardy Boys music, and I'm like, huh? Wait, what?
yeah. Oh
And
no,
I'm like, I want to
don't
watch
hide
this
it.
match now. Yeah,
Don't hide it.
I'm
Don't
just.
hide what you did.
All right,
You gave it
so
away, and I
I
can't
may or
believe you
may
did
not
this.
have had to change my underwear when the Hardy Boys came out
Uh,
because the classic fan of me may have pissed himself. Who knows?
I
It was
was,
awesome.
as Kevin Owens would say to Tom Phillips, disgusting.
Totally worth it though. We got the
Okay.
fucking Hardys back. We got the Hardys back.
Yeah. I
Totally worth it.
Since I was hearing the rumor that they were gonna be on SmackDown, my prediction was that they were gonna lose the match and go to SmackDown. But I um I thought it was really
Raw
cool
could
for
use
them.
him.
Real, yeah, they can.
Well, because
And I thought it
my,
was really
my,
cool
my
for
thing
them.
is SmackDown has the teams already. They
Mhm.
just need to start doing more with the teams that they have.
Yeah.
Raw is the one that's kind of lacking solid tag team. So I'm
Yeah.
glad the Hardys went there. Maybe now I think the revival will still do good on Raw actually,
Yeah.
and
All right.
DIY on SmackDown. But
Yeah. All right. So, next match of the night, or do you care to say anything more?
oh no, I'm done there. Ended up being a fun match to watch overall. Glad the Hardys are back.
Yeah.
Now I'm done.
Okay. So, next match of the night, which was it
After
Seth
that
Rollins and
one,
Triple H?
it was Seth Rollins and Triple H. Yes.
I think it was match of the night. Personally, I enjoyed it.
Let me think. Yep, I agree with you. It was match of the night. It was really good.
Hmm.
It was really good. The Raw
Yeah.
roster's best match booked.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Or care to give your
I
thoughts? Because
I predicted Triple H was going to win and Seth Rollins won. I wasn't mad about it. I think it's good. Yeah, they both put on a really good match.
yeah,
Um, Type of match I expected. They really represent it, and I'm glad they did, dude.
yeah. I was
So
really
it's
happy
interesting
to
to
see
see where
Seth.
Seth Rollins goes from here too.
Yeah, yeah. I really can't wait to see what they do tonight. So I was sitting here watching the whole thing. I was glad Stephanie went through that freaking table because she the Stephanie McMahon character is just driving me nuts. The character, not the person. Yeah. All right, next match we got John Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice. Go ahead, man.
This match is exactly what I expected it to be. Um, I expected it to be a lot more fun to watch, but it really wasn't. You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I was really expecting a good match. Because John Cena and Miz, they're both really good workers. So it's like, yeah, I really thought it would have been a really good match, but it really
yeah,
wasn't. It was a nothing match. But we got John Cena proposing and confirming all the rumors, which I thought it was pretty cool. So good for him for having
yeah,
his moment. Proud of John.
yeah. Congratulations, John and Nikki.
Yeah. All right. So next match, we got what?
Wasn't it? I think it was Bray and Randy Orton.
Bray and Randy.
Yes.
That was a good match. I'm really not happy with the fact that Randy got over on this one. I thought it was really Bray's time to shine, but
Yeah, I thought that was really weird to do, to be honest with you.
yeah, but you know what? It's really disappointing to see that they seem to finally invest in the guy and then they just pull the plug on him. So it's like, wow. And they even
Yeah.
teased, brilliance in that match that Bray Wyatt could have actually won with the little graphics of the little maggots during the match. I
Like the
thought that was
maggots
really
and
cool.
the
That was
yeah, the
really
maggots and
unique.
the different bugs and stuff. Yeah.
Really unique stuff. But hey, such is life. All right, next match we got Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg. Lasted total of 44 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can actually skip this one. I really have no opinion of it. It's
Oh,
whatever.
okay. All
It
right,
was
next
predictable,
match
whatever.
we
Yeah.
got the SD women going on. Thought it was kind of short though.
Yes. I thought it was a good match, but I thought it was way too short.
Yeah.
And it
Um,
kind of pissed me off because I was like, okay, you moved them back to the main card and then you give us like this 5, 6 minute match?
I wouldn't
Really?
say 5 to 6 minutes, but it was really good because every woman had their moment in. Becky Lynch had her moments in, but it's like, well, you got to factor in all the stuff, but I don't care.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
care. I
I
really enjoyed
enjoyed,
it.
I guess, the very first 6 woman match for the SmackDown Women's
Yeah,
title
because
a little bit more
that
because it
was
was longer
yeah, that,
for
and
one.
it was elimination, which I have a little bit of a soft side to when it comes to elimination stuff. So yeah. Um,
Yeah. I'm glad Naomi won though.
Yeah, that was definitely the right move. And coming from
Yep.
Becky Lynch fanboy, it would have been a stupid move to make Becky Lynch the champion. Would have been.
Yeah. No. It was good to put it on Naomi.
Yeah.
However, Becky Lynch looks really sick as fuck
Yeah,
with
with
her
their little.
dreads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool.
So
Um,
gotta give credit there, Becky. Good look.
all right, next match and the closer. We had Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. I gave my piece on it. Go ahead, Eddie. I think you deserve uninterrupted attention.
Um, I wasn't mad about this match mainly because I knew the outcome of it.
Mm.
Um, First, let me say thank you, Undertaker, if this indeed is your last match. Um, I hope it is, and I don't want to sound like an asshole saying that. I thought the match was better than I expected it to be. But I thought the outcome and everything was good, was perfect. You know, many people would expect Taker to maybe win his last match for his, as his retirement, but I thought this was good because, like I said, his retirement match should have been years ago. So, yeah, at WrestleMania and one of the matches that he won. So, I mean, I'm not mad about this match. Best of luck to Roman. I hope he's officially a heel because that's the only thing that's going to work for this guy now. So, that's all I have to say on that.
Okay, so that wraps up everything. If you guys want to hear my thoughts, very long winded, check it out on the podcast before this. All I'll say is Roman was definitely the right choice, even though I didn't like it. Um, I thought the match, I wasn't a big fan of the match. I thought it had its moments here and there where I was just like, oh my god. Um, but I can respect the fact that this is Undertaker's last match, and I thought, him going out on his back, and let's say the Roman Reigns experiment doesn't work. At least Undertaker can say he had a part in trying to help build the Roman
Yeah.
Reigns. So yeah, and those are pretty much the cliff notes of what I said yesterday. If you want to, check out my full in-depth thought and analysis on it, you're more than welcome to. Um, and that's not a cheap plug, but I just really, really think everything I said there was, organically the best way I could have put it, and really, I just don't think I could recreate what I wrote. or what I spoke in the last podcast. So, with that being said, this was definitely the show of shows. This was definitely a good show. Um, yeah, match recommendation of the week, my man.
Ooh, this is tough. Okay, I was watching some classic NXT earlier this week, so I'm gonna go. You know what? Tyler Breeze and Jushin Thunder Liger.
Nice. Okay. With me, I'm gonna go. Um, since I didn't give one yesterday, and Josh gave Undertaker WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25. Let me see. So that eliminates two. Well, since we brought it up earlier, the 6 woman pack challenge at Backlash 2016.
Backlash from last year.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
all right. With all that being said, we are out, everybody. Thank you and good night.
Soul Ling New Year, I guess.
All right. Sorry.